Damn, 2 for 2 tonight. Must be cleaning my games.
I cleaned this for you last week, that's why.
Bullshit. That's what this is.
You shithead.
Alright. So on this episode of Retro Wednesdays, we're taking a look at one of Brett's absolute all-time favorite games, and a game that I've been excited to do on Retro Wednesdays, mostly because Brett's ridiculously good at this game, and I get to basically sit back and relax and watch a really good game, and that is Blaster Master, which is by the venerable Sunsoft. I remember you having this game when we were growing up, and I remember watching you play it a lot and being really having fun with it, but being really frustrated because it's one of those like I have to know where I'm going games, and if you don't know where you're going, it's kind of challenging. And for young kids in like 3rd and 4th grade, this was basically impossible to figure out. But it's a really fun game, and it has some of the best music that the NES has to offer. And that's all I really have to say.
It's a bit daunting if you don't know where to go, that's for sure.
Yeah. So like when you're really little, you're like no clue. Like I know at one point in this game you have to go all the way back to the very beginning, like the first screen where you start. I would never think to do that in a million years.
Right.
At that
The only
age.
reason you knew that is because of Nintendo Power.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. All right, so want to give it a whirl?
Well, did you want to start off? Or
Nah, that's all right. We'll just watch you beat it.
because
That's fine.
I might continue though. So.
That's okay. I don't care.
All right.
I want to watch you beat this.
I've been practicing this game for
This
the
has been
past.
something that's been a long time in the making. So I just watching Brett beat this would be
Well,
an amazing
hopefully I can
experience
beat
for
it. I
me.
beat it once.
Yeah, you got this. Gotta think positive, man. Just
That's right.
be positive.
That's right. It's all about positivity. But I think the main thing about this game is that it is daunting if you don't know where to go. However,
Yes.
if you play it as an adult, it's a little bit more manageable. So, basically, I tried really hard when I was learning to play it, not to watch a walkthrough or anything like that. And I did that for the most part, except for maybe 1 or 2 areas where I needed help. But it's a joy to play, and the thing that really sticks out in my brain is just when you consider when this came out, which was 1988.
Yeah.
And it was sort of groundbreaking, but it didn't do well in Japan. And so I read an interview of the guy who made the game, or one of the guys that was on the team that made the game, and he was explaining that he had no idea that it did well in the US. He didn't find out till way later. And it just didn't do so well in the US, in Japan. So, pretty cool little interview to read. But anyway, there's some really cool parts that I'll mention them that make this game a little unique. Obviously, the top-down and side-scrolling perspective changes are pretty neat. It's kind of a cool little thing.
I love how it's the only game I've ever played that does vehicle and person right, where you have 2 different health bars.
Right. And there are some tactics that if you learn early on, and spoiler alert, for instance, if you exit the vehicle and then enter it, your guy's life replenishes to full. So that's one tactic that it's good to know. The second one it's good to know is that if you hold down the grenade button, you can strafe. So if I move around and shoot, I'm turning, but if I hold the grenade button, I can strafe. So that's one thing you need to learn for certain bosses in the game.
Those heads always used to freak me out. They're so creepy.
And another tactic I can say is that don't be afraid to use the special weapons.
Yeah.
Because basically when you continue, you lose them anyway, so you may as well use them, and they come in handy for some enemies.
I learned in my brief playing with this to also not be super. Not on boss fights, but on other fights, like when you're wandering around the level, it's okay to get hit because they drop a lot of health power-ups.
Yeah, they're pretty good about the health pickups. And the only other tactic that I think is good to know and good to think about is that there are some enemies in the side-scrolling that are difficult to kill with the tank, but easy to kill with the person. So
Yeah, 'cause
don't
of the
ever
height.
don't ever rule out the fact that you can get out of your tank to kill enemies and stuff,
Right.
because that actually is needed in certain parts of the game, which is pretty genius in my opinion. They really did some stuff in this game that I thought was, you know, smart. But by and large, this game is not that difficult. It's really just knowing where to go.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that, like, when we talked about this game.
Right, and that's basically what it is. If you know where to go, it's not. There's maybe a couple challenging parts, and that's basically it. Well, it's also one of those games where if you stop paying attention, you can die.
Oh, yeah.
So these guys are the enemies that sort of
Little
made me
shit.
realize some things that I never realized when I was a kid, because you know you sort of approach these games with the same strategies you did as a small person,
Yeah.
and not necessarily always the best strategy. So
You see that a lot when we, like, have to kill... We try to kill every enemy on the screen.
right.
I'm like notorious for that.
Well, it's satisfying, right? Like, why would you put an enemy on the screen if you didn't want me to kill it?
Well, it's like I think back to the early, like, Atari games. The point of the game was to kill things and get points.
It has some great music, by the way.
It does. It's one of the best soundtracks that are on the NES. Great. All Sunsoft games are.
It gets actually really good further in the game you get, you know what I mean? Whoop.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what's wrong? I don't know what's going on here. I usually don't get hit this much, but I guess I'm on the spot now, so
Pressure's on.
pressure's on.
Don't fuck up. It's like with anything, like, I'll put in Amagon, because I'll play it for fun, and I'll get, like, way further than we did.
Really?
Yeah. I can pretty consistently get to level 3, I just can't beat it.
There's this one room in the later levels. Holy shit. It is frustrating. But it's basically the only room that's like crazy.
That much
crazy
of a
hard.
good challenge.
Yeah, it's like controller breaker.
Ugh.
Luckily, it's the last level, so at least it's that.
What do you think about Altered Beast?
What do I think about it?
Yeah, like, you think it's a good game?
Sure.
The Genesis version.
Yeah, I mean it's a port of an arcade game,
Yeah.
and the thing that was I think the important part about it is basically that it was graphically, you know, like nothing you had seen on a home console,
Right.
and just the sprites and just how it was, and the power up
crisp it
thing.
was. Power on.
That was pretty cool, I thought. But the actual game itself, I mean, it's
very glitchy. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I don't know. Just I've been thinking about it for some reason.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I tried really hard? I really wanted to get that online MAME thing going, Kyera, or Kyera, or however you say it. And I finally got it working, and I just found this dude online, and we played Altered Beast together, and we beat the whole game in MAME. And
That's awesome.
I remember that was the night where I was off because I was in high school. My brother was in grade school, and we played until like maybe 5 in the morning. And then I was like, oh, it's almost 6. I may as well just wait and say hello to my brother. So I stayed up the whole night playing games. And then 6 o'clock rolled around, and my brother woke up to go to school. And I was like, yo, Kev, what's up? I'm going to sleep. And that's it. And it was pretty fun to do that. But, you know, that's what brothers do.
Yeah. They antagonize each other. I don't know. I was thinking about it. That was one of the first games I ever beat, even though I used the debug code or whatever it is.
You, what is that? What is the debug code?
Isn't that the thing? It's like you can do it in a whole bunch of games for Sega where you like hold down A and C when you first turn the game on, and then when you press start, it gives you a whole bunch of like edit options.
Really? I
Yeah.
never knew about that.
Yeah, it's not every game, but there's some weird thing like that. And I remember Altered Beast was like that, and there was like all this thing where you could set like the number of lives you had and everything.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
In this part, it's all about just keeping a shot on the screen at all times because you never know when there's going to be.
Yeah, what you're gonna run into.
There's going to be a spawn of some freak. Got to be careful with those guys that shoot the little bombs because each one of those takes like 3 health away.
Yeah, you remember me saying that when we were playing last night. Those things can really wreck you.
Yeah, you just got to pay attention. That's basically the key.
I think like one of the universal truths when I'm thinking about good like any video game is like there's either an ice level or a sewer level. There's always a sewer level in every game.
In the old ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I just realized it.
Is there an ice level in Batman?
There's a sewer level, but there's no ice level.
I'm surprised there's no ice level.
There's one in the second one. The one with the really good soundtrack, but it's a game no one ever likes because it's super hard.
Yeah, well, I can imagine.
Revenge of the Joker is I think the one.
The first one is a classic.
My favorite by far.
Is that your favorite Nintendo game or no?
It might be up there, yeah.
It's a good one. I think I've beaten it before, but not like all in one shot. Because I would have to like go through the last level, beat the first boss, and then go through it again
Yep.
and beat the second part.
And that Joker fight is fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
So random.
Yes. That is very hard to boss battle. So the main difference between, in terms of gameplay at least, between the US version and the Japanese version of this game is right here. So, in the Japanese version, what you have to do is go to the top here, and then there's no platforms. You have to jump down and then land on a little ladder that's only a square.
Wow.
And it's not really hard, but the first time you do it, it's just like,
Yeah, I'm sure most people like crazy.
yeah. So in this game, they decided not to do that. Said it was too hard. But basically, there's a ladder piece like to one square to the left here,
Yeah.
and you have to land on it.
Wow.
It's like right here. You have to land on it when you fall. I guess they thought that wasn't good for the U.S.
I think this is where we stopped last time.
Yeah. I like this level because it forces you to get out of the tank.
Yeah, you were saying that, I remember.
And I think that's pretty unique. This is one of the harder bosses, I think.
Even a little detail like when you kill a dude and he like floats, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like they took the time to think of that.
Yeah, they put a lot of thought into this one. I think the team was maybe, I want to say 8 people or 7 people. I mean, I guess back then you didn't need huge teams.
This reminds me of like what you were talking about in Street Fighter 2010. Where like sometimes the enemies are just designed to attack you from an angle you can't defend yourself.
Yes. I was just playing Street Fighter 2010, and it reminded me again that is so true. And it's frustrating. But I don't know. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it just seems silly.
Yeah.
To have all these really cool moves. You okay?
Yeah. No, I'm not falling asleep. I just leave my head to the side.
To fall asleep.
No. I leave my head to the side so I can see if I can move the blanket that I have a little bit closer to my leg so I can, like, get it to absorb some of the seltzer. So I'm not just sitting here like a fucking baby sitting in my own piss and shit. Oh god, ice mechanic.
Here we go again with fucking ice.
And I remember you saying the ice mechanic in this one is
It's
horrible.
ridiculous in this game. It's just out of control.
Ridiculous.
If you've ever played an ice level, this will just take the cake. I mean, it's out of control. This level is pretty expansive, but you just need to know where to go, and it's pretty much not so bad. These guys are shooting bullets more than I'm used to.
I remember the music in this too is interesting. Like the way they changed the patches that you're hearing. How they're much more like reverberant.
What's that? This
Like echoey to make it seem more like expansive and large.
yeah. Well, that's true. I never
Icy.
thought of it that way. I remember the first time I was for a while there I was really into that Fruity Loops like sequencing application. And I remember the first time I saw how people emulated like a delay or a reverb type thing, where they would play a note and then they would just at like a set interval repeat the note but at a lower volume,
Right.
and that basically creates a delay or a reverb type effect. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, that's pretty like genius to do that. So that I think that's what they're doing here is like when it sounds like there's a delay or an echo, it's really just the note being repeated at a lower volume at an interval.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird. You like fucked that guy's whole world up. He didn't know where to go because he didn't have anything to cling to.
The problem with this level is that if you mess up, it starts you back at the beginning.
Ugh.
So yeah, that can be a little frustrating. Alright, gotta get in the zone. This is a hard one.
Yeah, I remember this one. This is the platform with all the
Fuck right here. This one's
gotta adjust.
not an
this
easy
goddamn
one.
Uncomfortable ass couch. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about where it raises arms up over its head and then it shoots out like jizz at you. There's the jizz.
Yeah, so one of the strats that I use here is if you keep shooting bullets, it slows it down enough that you can dodge the bullets.
That's smart. It's like a forced slow-mo.
And also keep in mind when you get hit by this guy, it ruins you.
Yeah, I
it
remember
takes so much
health
health away.
Especially the claws.
Sorry for the silence.
No, that's alright. It reminds me of the spider boss in Gremlins too. For some reason.
Throwing these fucking things, man.
Oh, just jizz pops.
Grabbed it.
Ugh.
See, if you have the powered up weapon, it makes that boss pretty manageable.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you may as well. You should just farm until you get it.
I remember, yeah, that's what happened last time. Because I think you went in there once without any gun power-ups and it took like forever.
Luckily, the next boss is pretty much easy,
Nice.
so that's nice to have.
The other thing that makes me laugh whenever I think about this game is the Worlds of Power books. When they did a Blaster Master book.
Right.
And that one was actually pretty accurate. It actually followed like the storyline of the American version.
Eight. So that's all you need to know is 8 and 9 you can attack.
Nice.
Or you could probably attack another time, but
those are the easiest.
that's how I kind of remember. So now you can go underneath.
Oh, okay.
But the problem is that it activates so easily that it makes the game way harder once you get this power.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Because what happens is you'll go to a platform and try to jump at the end, and instead you'll go underneath it. So it makes the game really annoying. And like a good game, it forces you to use that mechanic like in the next few levels, or in the next level. So I guess that's good. But it's honestly such a pain in the ass when you're trying to like do what you want.
It seems like they should just have used like a button modifier, like you hold down A or something, like you're jumping.
Right, exactly. I think or at least allow you to disable it, like, you know, in Super Metroid you can disable a power-up as needed. So, I wish they did that with this one. And again, I think they addressed that in the Game Boy version, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. That got to be on my list. I can't believe I didn't add it until like recently.
Yeah.
So one of the things you can do is this thing.
Oh, fancy. See, I always think there's spikes so you get hurt if you jump in them.
I think that's the cool thing about this is that there are parts where you need to sort of do that sort of thing. You need to kind of think outside the box. See, like right there, I tried to jump, and
it rolled under.
So it starts getting, you know, because they add in those jumps where you need to really be perfect. I'm not sure if there's something I'm missing that helps you do that properly, but
I know you're not like a big wrestling guy, but have you ever watched any of the Iron Sheik stuff, like his newer stuff, where he makes fun of modern people? It's
I heard an interview with him on Howard Stern, I think, and that's about it.
There's this one, I don't even remember what he was arguing about, but he was like, he was so drunk and he's on YouTube and he's just ranting about this and he's like yelling about some wrestler and he's like, he sucks Hulk Hogan dick and he suck Hulk Hogan's ass.
It wasn't Wesley Willis?
It might have been. No, it was definitely Iron Sheik, but I don't know who he was yelling at. But it made me die laughing every time he says it. And then he's like, at one point he just yells out like real loud, "Fuck the Ted DiBiase!" It's so funny, because he's like, the thing that makes it funny, so funny, is that he's like, so drunk. He's like, he's a piece of shit. I don't even know who he was yelling about, but it was just like, man, I was cracking up.
I want to listen to that.
And then some guy did like a really hilarious Ventrilo harassment where he went on a server with the Iron Sheik soundboard and he just kept saying it. And like this one kid answered back and it made me die laughing. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I love Hulk Hogan dick."
This level reminds me a lot of Metroid because of the music and the.
I was gonna say it reminds me of Level 8 of Contra. Oh, that's lame.
Oh my god, I'm getting flashback from fucking doing this like a few days ago. And it's making me kind of angry. There's this one fucking room in this level. It's so effing annoying. If you don't... Oh my god, if you don't have your shit together, it will fuck you right in the butt.
He'll have it shoved up your ass and sticking out your pec.
Yo! Like that. I just fucked up real bad. I really fucked up. Like, I just fucked up. That's it. It's over.
No, you're right. You got it.
Don't got it.
That motherfucker was confused. Watch me spin, watch me spin.
Here we go. What? How the
fuck
fuck did I
you
do that? This is the room right here. This is the end all. This room will fuck you right in the butt. See this shit?
Yo, you getting dicked on.
Getting dick down here.
Snail down. Nice.
This level's making me have fucking anxiety.
Looks like a whole bunch of dildogs that are like taped together.
Yo, Block Cities. Alright, so we're almost at the last boss here. That's crazy.
I can't believe this.
And it is not an easy task. But basically what you need to do is grenade the fuck out of his head and then shoot the turds with the grenade to redirect them. Because you can't kill him.
There's always turds. Oh, this guy's so gross looking. Damn. So this is the master. Masters. Dude, those turds look so sick.
Yeah, and they take a lot of health away.
Yo.
Shit.
Oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was like the first time he died. That's awesome. You're like 1 CC almost the whole game.
Come on, man. Kill him.
Does he always just keep spawning them like you don't have
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought it might have been only when he's damaging you.
Fuck me, god damn it.
Damn, man.
You got greedy.
That is hard. How many times you gotta hit him?
I don't know. Shit.
Nice!
There's still another boss.
Still, that's crazy. Oh my god, what is this? When did we end up in Astiniacs? Jesus Christ!
Oh
Yes!
my god.
That's why I was like, do you want me to turn turbo on? Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That last level is so stressful. Like my hands are cold from and that the
Controller's
last
ice
boss
cold.
is like a fucking joke, right?
Yeah.
I just stood there.
You just stood there, just angle games. Why does your guy have blue hair now?
I guess they didn't modify it from the
Huh.
Yep, so that's Blaster Master. Like I said, there are only a couple parts that are really hard,
That's crazy, dude.
and then the rest of it's just knowing where to go. And, you know, with some of the tactics that I mentioned for each boss, you should be able to beat this game no problem.
The hell's
The
that
last
thing?
level is going to give you some trouble, but luckily this is the kind of game where you get infinite continues, which is nice because you get to the level and you can practice it for a long time. I wish there was
Right.
some kind of level skip so you could practice each level individually, because what happens is when you try to practice levels further in the game, it takes you like 40 minutes to get.
Yeah, to get to where you need to.
Yeah. So yeah, final thoughts on this game. It's a classic. It's relatively inexpensive, I think.
Yeah, it's
And,
like $10 or $15.
if you can get the attention span to actually play through it, it's got some really cool stuff. And especially when you consider the time that it came out, they really did a great job. They really had a lot of polish.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically Blaster Master.
That was so awesome because I know this is a game you've been playing since you were a little kid, and it must feel like incredible to finally like be able to beat it. That
Yes.
must be so cool. I'm proud of you. It's like, I know this game is like, very thanks.
Yeah, it's definitely dear to my heart. And also, this is the first time I've beaten the US version. I've only beaten the
That's awesome.
Japanese version, so I guess it doesn't really change much. But
No, it's different. They definitely feel different. Like I know, even when I was playing the Japanese version of Karnov, even though the game is essentially the same, there were like these subtle differences, and I was like, whoa! Suddenly the game is way harder. And but no, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a great game, and it inspires me to try to learn how to do it. But I know ultimately, deep down inside, I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, after watching
Games
somebody play
that
it,
like you
I'm
trek back and forth from, like they just as soon as I see that, I'm just like, I'd rather deal with games where
dude,
you have to
playing
come up with crazy
Destiny.
strategy.
And like how long? When's your Destiny run? Like
12:30.
Okay, so
Still
yeah,
got time.
it's not too bad. It really isn't.
It's true, but no, it's a really fun game, and even though like the last two bosses were kind of ridiculous, it seems like it was just like it just seemed like it was challenging enough, and then at the very end they kind of ramped it up a little bit, like ridiculous. But I mean, it's a video game. That's what happens. Like even in the venerable Super Mario Brothers, the last level is just like insane. Like you have to just go all out in order to do it. That was awesome. All right, so this is Blaster Master. We've knocked a lot of games off our bucket lists. I think there's a lot. I mean, there's still a ton left. I know I keep saying Snake's Revenge. It's gonna happen.
We gotta do that next time.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
it. We're doing Snake's Revenge, and we're gonna finish off Super Mario 2.
Yeah, we'll just do parts. We'll do Snake's Revenge in parts. But I know I've been a slacker because I've been super addicted to Destiny because I'm so. I know it's stupid, but I'm so obsessed with winning. Not winning, but getting the. If you do enough stuff in the last like expansion thing, you can get a shirt. And I did the one
Physical shirt in life.
Yeah, like a real shirt, like a physical shirt. Yeah. So, I did the one for the I got the shirt for the first one, so now I feel like I need to get the other one just to complete the set and be like I've done it. And it's like the last thing to do before Destiny 2, so I've been just like really focused on trying to get that done because it's a lot of stuff and it takes a lot of time, and I'm like I want to get it done before the summer so I can just be retro game addict and just like sit back and not be like on Destiny all the time.
Yeah.
And then just like focus on retro games and have fun and do some summer live streaming and some more video stuff. But for now, I've just been like addicted. Like I have a raid at 12:30 in the morning. I'm gonna be up till probably like 2 or 3, and it's gonna be awful tomorrow at work. But whatever, totally worth
It's
it.
all for the sake of video games.
Yeah, it's worth it to say that I did it. So anyway, this was awesome. If you don't know Blaster Master, I don't know what the hell you're doing. And for Retro Wednesdays, until next time.